Good morning, class. This is the last class of annuity today. I'll discuss from my next class onwards. I'll start a new chapter in your business maths and stats. The business mathematics part, I have to cover the two chapters, which is uh, compound interest and annuity, and obviously including single interest, which I am completing with those 7 classes which I have got and which I have taken for simple interest as well as compound interest, and now the annuities. Today, first of all, I will solve the sum which I have been given in my previous class. Then I'll move on to my today's topic, which is endowment. I'll just go through in a gist while I'll do the endowment sum, and the previous day sum which I'll require to solve now, I'll be solving today. So the previous day two sums which I have been given in the homework, sum number 3 and sum number 4. So sum number 3 I'm solving right now. What does the question ask? A sinking fund is created for the redemption of debenture of rupees 1 lakh at the end of 25 years. Means a sinking fund has been created for redeeming the debenture of rupees 1 lakh at the end of 25 years. How much money should be provided out of profit each year for the sinking fund if the investment can earn interest at the rate 4% per annum? Means you have to calculate the amount of profit every year the sinking fund is earning if the investment is generating an interest of 4% with an initial amount which is 1 lakh, which is the obviously the future value, M value, and you have to calculate the A value, right? So over here, sum number 3, what does it say is M is provided, M is rupees 1 lakh, the total amount of redeeming the debenture is provided. N is 25 years, I is 4%, right? I is 4%. So putting the same formula, A by I into 1 plus I whole to the power n minus 1, we will get that. When A is 1 lakh, you have to find out the A, 0.04, 1 plus 0.04 whole to the power 25 minus 1, or 1 lakh into 0.04 is equal to A, 1.04 whole to the power 25 minus 1. Okay, I am not calculating right now, I will be doing later. You can always calculate here, it's not an issue. Value is given 2.661 minus 1, or 1 lakh into 0.04 is equal to 8, or into, you can also put into 1.661, or now you can do it all by yourself. 1 lakh into 0.04 divided by 1.661, you will get the annual value of sinking fund, which is 2408.19, which is 2408.19. If you calculate, you will get annual value for sinking fund of calculating the third sum. Okay, this is the answer, 2408.19. Now coming to my previous day's homework, sum number 4. What does it ask? A company buys a machine for rupees 1 lakh. Again, the company is buying a machine of rupees 1 lakh. It is estimated life is 12 years and scrap value is 5,000. The life of the machine is estimated as 12 years and obviously the scrap value is rupees 5,000. What amount is to be retained every year from the profit and allowed to accumulate at 5% CI, means compound interest, for buying a new machinery at the same price after 12 years? Means, what does it ask? It says that you have to calculate what amount is to be retained every year. How much amount you have to retain every year from the profit at 5% rate of interest for buying a new machinery at the same price after 12 years. Means how much amount you have to retain. See, the cost of the machine is rupees 1 lakh. The scrap value is rupees 5,000. So basically, now the present value of the machinery remains rupees 95,000, which will be required after 12 years to buy a new machine, right? So now sum number 4, cost price of machine is given 1 lakh, right? Which is obviously in rupee, less scrap value 5,000 rupees. So 95,000 will be your present value of machine required, obviously will be required, it will be required after 12 years to buy a new one, to buy a new machinery, right? I'm writing a new one or new machinery. You can understand that, right? So over here, M is rupees 95,000. You know that. I is how much? It's 5% means 0.05. And N is 12 years. So putting the same old formula, M is equal to A by I into 1 plus I whole to the power n minus 1. M is 95,000, or 95,000 is equal to A by 0.05, 1 plus 0.05 whole to the power 5 minus 1, cross multiply that, or 95,000 is equal to A by 0.05, 1.05 whole to the power 5 minus 1. The value has been provided. I am just putting the value 1.797 minus 1, or A is equal to 95,000 into 0.05 divided by 0.797. If you minus 1.797 minus 1, you will get that. The annual profit you have to retain is 59.85. This is the rupees, right? Required sum to be retained out of profit every year is rupees 5,959.85. Means that amount you have to retain every year. Then after 12 years, you can purchase a new machinery of the value 95,000. Okay, this is the two sums which I have provided you in my previous class homework. Today I will discuss in brief the endowment, and I will do only one sum over here, endowment part. Basically, endowment means what? A fund created by investing an amount of money. Endowment means obviously a fund which has been created by investing an amount of money. It may be for a single payment, or maybe for a fixed number of payment, or maybe for an endless series of payment at a regular interval. We know LIC endowment plan, like you have to pay a fixed amount at a certain period of time, after certain period of time, you will be getting the return with the amount of investment and the bonus. That is what endowment plan talks about. A fund created by investing an amount of money or for a fixed period of time or by an endless series of return for a perpetual annual period. It is basically known as endowment. A fund created by investing an amount of money for a perpetual annual prize or scholarship is known as endowment. Okay, so I'll start with one sum over here. The formula I'll be presenting over here only says that a man wishes to create an endowment fund by depositing money in 5 equal annual installments to award an annual prize of rupees 1000. Means a man wishes to create an endowment fund. Man wishes to create an endowment fund by depositing money in 5 equal annual installments. It's depositing the money in 5 equal annual installments to award an annual prize of rupees 1000. If the award starts 2 years after, if the award starts, the last installment and the money earns 3.5% compound interest per annum. Find the value of each installment. It says that if the award starts 2 years after, the money earns a rate of interest of 3.5%, then you have to find out the value of each installment. You have to find out the value of first installment as well as you have to find out the value of each installment amount. Okay, so we have to find out, let the value of each installment you have to consider as A. The first installment to create endowment plan is obviously immediate, and the other installment are paid at an interval of 1 year. So interval of 1 year means, if I start doing that, please focus on the sum, how I am solving. It's very important how I am solving this sum. Okay, see, this is number 1, sum of endowment. Let the value of each installment A. Okay, we are considering it as A. Therefore, the first installment to create the endowment fund is paid immediately. And the other installment are paid 1 year after, at an interval of 1 year. At an interval of 1 year after. Now, V1 will be the present value of 5 installments. Present value of 5 installments. I am writing in short. Which form an annuity which form an annuity due to 5 years. Obviously 5 years. Then therefore V1 is equal to interest due means you have to pay the interest first. 1 plus I into A by I again into 1 minus 1 plus I whole to the power minus 20. I is provided 3.5%, which is 3.5 by 100, which is 0.035, right? Okay, you know I, this is I. Okay, so 1 plus 0.035 into A by 0.035, 1 plus 0.035 minus n means number of years is 5, right? Minus 5. .035 into A by 0.035 1 minus I am just putting the value, nothing else. Its value is given in the sum 0.8424. So into A by 0.035 into minus at 0.1576. If you calculated it, you will get 1631A by 350. Then obviously V2, how you can calculate? A by I into 1 plus I whole to the power n. Obviously minus it. It's given 1000, right? A is 1000, I is 0.035. 1 plus I minus 5. 1000 by 0.035 into its value has been given 0.8424. If you calculated it, it becomes 842400 by 35, right? Since V1 is equal to V2, obviously we have to calculate that. We have to calculate 1631A by 350 is equal to 842400 by 35. If you calculated it, or A is equal to, just cross multiply 8424 00, just cross multiply, 1631 will become 5164.9. That is your answer. That is your answer, the value of each installment. How? Obviously, you have to calculate it in terms of endowment deposit, because we know each installment should be equal. So what will be the value of investment due, and in the second installment will be the same, a by I into 1 plus I whole to the power minus n. It should not be calculated after, because 5 installment it has to be finished. So V1 is equal to V2. I have calculated V1 as 1631A divided by 350 and V2 as 842400 by 35. You just calculate it, interchange it, you will get the answer of each installment. Means you have to pay the each installment as 5164.93. That is your answer, and that is the end of your chapter of annuity. From my next class onwards, I'll start a fresh chapter in business statistics part. Mathematics part I have completed. In my portion, I'll start business statistics part in my next class onwards. Thank you for your patient hearing. Have a nice day ahead.